And Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 issue number 5 is written by Ryan Parrott, with illustrations by Dan Mora, colors by Raul Angulo, and letters by Ed Dukeshire. And this final issue begins with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, now the Dimension X Power Rangers, coming back through the portal to the command center, only to be greeted by Rita Repulsa and a brainwashed Casey Jones. The Turtles, knowing that they have no choice but to fight, press forward to begin their strike. Back in Angel Grove, the Rangers are overrun by putties when the Shredder shows up and, using a Shadow Morpher, becomes the Green Shredder Ranger. He then uses the Dragon Dagger to summon the Dragon Zord in order to assist the Turtle Zord in its battle against Krang, who is occupying the Megazord. Back with the Turtles, the battle rages on, and even with their powers, Rita still manages to overpower them. However, it's when Casey has Raphael cornered that he can't bring himself to strike his best friend and destroys his weapon, thus freeing himself from Rita's curse. At this time, Krang prepares to strike the final blow on the Dragon Zord, but is stopped when the Rangers attack and distracts him long enough to allow the Dragon Zord and Turtle Zord to combine into the Dragon Turtle Zord. This power boost gives them the edge to take out the Megazord and Krang, with both villains apprehended. Zordon banishes both Krang and Rita to space dumpsters, the Shredder departs, once again being enemies to the Turtles, and the Turtles in human disguise meeting up with the Rangers at the juice bar for a photo op. The book then begins to wrap up as Casey Jones and April, now wearing the Yellow Ranger suit, are tasked with returning the Morphers to the Neutrinos, who will find their own Rangers, and the Shredder preparing to form a new alliance with the sinister Lord Zed. Hey, whoo! Wow, okay, yep, this was another fantastic issue. Well, the final issue, to be exact. That's right, everything is back to the status quo with the Rangers being human, the Turtles being non-Power Rangers, I guess, unless you count the Shadow Morphers. I don't know if they're still gonna keep working on those, and the promise of future stories set in this universe. And hopefully that won't take too long, because there's a lot of things to be excited for. For one, that alliance between Lord Zed and the Shredder. I mean, these two are more or less as deadly as they can get within context to their own continuities, but you smash them together and, oh man, you are probably going to have an even more dangerous combo than Krang and Rita. And I am curious to see where we can go from here in terms of the story, because we've already had the Turtles become Rangers one way or another in both volumes, and as of this one, we've had the Rangers become mutants. And I'm thinking if a volume 3 ever does surface, I mean, I guess you just keep building upon what you've established already. I mean, maybe we'll get the Ultra Mega Dragon Zord combining with the Turtle Zord to form an even bigger mech. And I will say, ever since the Power Rangers comic books, that is one of the more interesting aspects that I've come to enjoy, in that realistically, any Zord can combine with any Zord in some way. Like, even if the themes don't match up, you know, the morphing grid in some way will make that happen. Maybe someday we'll get the most ridiculous story possible, where every single Power Ranger Megazord from every single season combines into a giant, huge Megazord, maybe, you know, Galactus in size. I'd read it in a heartbeat. And yeah, I mean, these are all really fun things that have happened within this universe, with Zords and Mutant Rangers and Turtle Rangers and Green Shredder Ranger. I also like the concept that we're open to the possibility of seeing another team of Dimension X Rangers potentially come through into the third volume, because I could imagine a story where Shredder and Lord Zed, they just got both Power Rangers and Turtles just beaten to their knees, and then the reinforcements show up. And as far as the characterizations go, you know, I like how the Rangers are actually kind of bummed out that they're back to being human, because, you know, as they're kind of sitting there discussing it, they miss the, you know, the raw power of being a mutant. There's actually this seed of regret of having to revert back to their normal selves, because, you know, as they say, you know, just a little bit ago, they could, you know, lift cars over their head, they could fly. And of course, the most important aspect of the story, Tommy finally breathed fire. Woo! Yes! Ever since he turned into a dragon, I have just been waiting for the moment that he breathed fire. I said it back, I think, in my last video or the one prior, that if he did not breathe fire by the end of this story, it will be disappointing and biggest missed opportunity of the series. And of course, big shout out to Casey Jones, who showed his own mental resolve by breaking Rita's spell willingly. That takes a lot of strength, and he managed to pull it off. Now, the one aspect about his story that I was a little disappointed on was in the previous issue when Rita revealed that I knew you were, conspiring against me the whole time, and she's like, in your heart, you've always been a turtle, and it's like, it's time that you live up to that kind of deal. And I was expecting her to turn him into some kind of twisted monster, because if he feels like he's a mutant, then dang it, he should be a mutant. But instead, she just opts for the standard, here's a weapon of darkness, and now you're brainwashed kind of deal. I expected a little bit more out of it. There was also the deal with April, later showing up in the Dimension X Yellow Ranger costume, and I thought to myself, well, why couldn't we have that prior? Couldn't there have been a couple panels where, April's with Bulk and Skull, but then she breaks off and gets the Yellow Dimension X Morpher and it just joins the Turtles? Because in the end, the Dimension X Rangers, it wasn't a complete team, and I wanted to see a complete team. But I will say, it was nice to see April give Bulk and Skull the credit that they deserve, as well as making them interns at her news station. And once again, we gotta talk about that Dan Mora art, who once again shows me why he is my favorite artist for Power Rangers comic books. His pseudo-anime cartoonish style lends itself very well to these kinds of stories that I think would also make really fun animated movies. And each panel of action is just so interesting, so dynamic, that at times it's hard for me to move on to the next page because I want to look at the page just a little bit longer. And in the end, I think that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TMNT 2 completely succeeded the first series. It provided a fun and captivating story with clear care to both the story and the art. If you like Power Rangers, if you like Turtles, if you liked the first volume, you're gonna like this one. It's a high recommend. And with that, I'm gonna score Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 issue number 5 a 9.5 out of 10. So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 issue number 5. What did you think about this book if you've read it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave your comments in the comment section below.
And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with some friends, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and ring that notification bell for more comic book content. And if you're wondering what to watch next, consider one of these 2 videos. Alright, take care, have a great day, and as always, stay geeky.